This video is all about this little guy. If you have an Insta360 X5, this wireless remote mic is what you need. I'm going to teach you how to set this up, do a firmware update, pair it up with the camera. I'm also going to do some extensive testing with this in the different modes, in different scenarios. I'm going to take you along on a motorcycle, I'm going to take you along on a bicycle, and hiking. That's kind of the three scenarios that I would use this mic for, but it also has so many cool features that I didn't know it had. I also give you my likes and my dislikes, and I will show you how you can set up 2 microphones to 1 camera. Stay tuned. Okay, this has been my go-to setup for using a wireless mic with my GoPro. We have the lav mic that I would run the wire down my shirt and plug it into this transmitter, which would send a signal to this receiver that I would plug in to the GoPro. Now, this is what I use with the Insta360, the size of a quarter. This is a microphone. This is a transmitter. And the receiver is actually Bluetooth. So this is all I need now. This little bitty thing the size of a quarter. So when you first get your Insta360 Mic Air, it comes in this cool little case that you can clip on with a carabiner. And it comes with a few accessories. These are all the accessories. This is the Insta360 Mic Air right here. The actual microphone is on the top. Always remember that when you're using it, that the microphone is on the top of the Insta360 label. So right there. Now it comes with a few different ways to mount it. You've got this little magnet here. So the back of this is magnetic, plus all these are magnets. What you use this one for, like if you're wearing a t-shirt, you can put that on the inside of your t-shirt and then stick that on the outside of your t-shirt to mount it just onto a t-shirt. Now if I'm wearing a button-up shirt, I prefer to use this clip right here, and it's the same concept. It is magnetic, so it'll stick right on there, and you can just clip that right there on your button-up shirt. And if I'm riding my bicycle, I like to wear this necklace here. And again, another magnet system mounted on there. Of course, you'll want to use the dead kitten if you're doing that. This right here is what you charge it with. Easily chargeable. You just, it has a magnet in it and it clips on there. When it's charging, you'll see it flashing. And it comes with a dead kitten. If you're not in the video industry, you're probably wondering why I call this a dead kitten. If you're in the video industry, you're probably laughing right now, because in the video industry, this is called a dead cat. It's a fluffy windscreen to block out wind noise in professional microphones. So in my opinion, if this is called a dead cat, then this is a dead kitten. Hence the name. I don't really think anybody else calls it that but me, but I'm going to start a trend. Always wear your dead kitten in the wind. Use this outside. You want to have this dead kitten on it. And keep in mind, the microphone is on the top. The button is on the side. So when you mount it, there are button locations there and there. So you want to mount it to where the name is straight across, like that. That way your microphone is going through the hole for the dead kitten, and your button is right there where this button is. So if I'm riding a bicycle, I will wear this necklace and I will clip it to where the microphone is facing up so it hears me talking. Now if I'm riding a motorcycle, if you have a full face helmet, you could put this inside your motorcycle helmet. And the way I did that is I bought these magnets, some extra magnets, little magnets, kind of like the magnet that comes with the 360. And then they also come with this 3M double-sided tape. On the inside of my helmet, in front of the face, like my mouth is right here, my mouth is right there, and right there is where I put the magnet. So if you see right there, I stuck the magnet right there, so I can just stick that like that. The dead kitten kind of takes out breath noise, and there's probably a little wind that gets up in there, but not a lot of wind inside here. And that seems to work pretty good. What I do is I raise my helmet up just enough that I can reach up inside there to push that button. Hold it down 2 seconds, it wakes the camera up. Once it's awake, if I push the button again, it starts recording. So it's handy to use that as a remote and a microphone when you have it inside your helmet. Okay, here we go. First thing you want to do when you get your microphone is you want to check for firmware update. So you want to open the Insta360 app with the microphone turned off. And once the app is open, hit Me, and then scroll down to Device Settings and hit Accessory Settings. And now it went into search mode. So we're going to push this and hold the button for 6 seconds to pair it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it found it. There it is right there. So then we hit open, and lo and behold, there is a firmware update. Okay, so this will be the second firmware update I've done on this. It is paired now. The light is solid instead of blinking. All right, well, let's do it. Now it's updating the firmware. Okay, now we need to pair the microphone with the camera. So make sure the microphone is turned off. There's no light right there. And turn the camera on. Okay, once the camera is on, you want to swipe down. Swipe over till you get to Bluetooth. Hit Bluetooth. And then under Bluetooth it says Bluetooth headset and microphone not connected. So we're going to hit that, and now it is in pairing mode. So now, just like we did before, you're going to push it and hold it for 6 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now it blinks real fast now, so it's going into pairing mode. There it is. So it popped up. So we can hit on that. Insta360, and now it's connected. So now it changed to solid light. Whenever you first turn it on, it asks you if you want to do dual record, which records on this and the microphone that's on this at the same time. I don't ever do that. Now you have a audio level reader at the top there. And we are paired with the camera now. Now that we have a microphone that's paired with it, what I like to do, swipe down, hit the little, looks like a lug nut. That's basically general. And then in this menu right here, hit general again. And right down there, Bluetooth wake up. I turn that on. Now what that does is whenever your camera is asleep or even turned off, as soon as you turn the microphone on, it wakes the camera up, turns the camera on, and then you can use it. And once it's on, All you have to do is hit the button once, and it's a remote control. There it is. It's recording now. Let me show you a little scenario here. I'm going to turn my camera off. Now, this is what I do when I'm on my motorcycle. I have this mounted inside my helmet. This is turned off. This is turned off. You're going down the road. I'll reach up in there, push this for 2 seconds, which I just counted 3. 1, 2, 3. The microphone turns on. The camera turns on. Give it a little time to pair up with it. It pairs up automatically. If you can see that, I wait till that goes away before I do anything, but you could probably start before then. Your mic is on, your camera is on. You want to start recording, just hit it once. Now it's recording. You passed whatever you wanted to get a video of. Hit it again, stops recording. If you don't think you're going to be recording anything for a little while, then I'll push this for 2 seconds to turn the microphone off, which means it disconnected from the camera. And then I have the camera set to automatically go into sleep mode. Maybe it's here. I have the camera set to where it automatically, the screen goes to auto sleep after 90 seconds and it totally powers off after 15 minutes. So if you have this somewhere that you can't reach, once you turn your microphone off, in 90 seconds, this will go into sleep mode. In 15 minutes, it'll turn off. And then all you have to do is to turn it back on is to do the same scenario all over again. That is pretty handy as a remote control alone, much less you can also use it as a microphone. Now a little something about this, if you see the light right there, right now it is in normal mode. If you want to turn on noise reduction, you have to hit this button twice. You want to go real fast. Now it changes from blue to kind of aqua bluish green, basically. What that means is now you are in noise reduction mode. So you have regular mode, blue, noise reduction, green. So let's go back. And you have to do it fast, because if you do it slow, you're going to either start recording or stop recording. I had it recording when I was switching back and forth, and I was reaching in my helmet. I wasn't doing fast enough, and I was stopping the record. And with the sunlight, I couldn't tell I stopped recording, and the whole time I was talking, it wasn't recording me. So make sure you do it fast. So you got blue, normal, green, noise reduction. If you do it 3 times, 1, 2, 3, it turns red. That means this is muted now. So anything you say now will not be recorded and held against you. Do 3 times again, 1, 2, 3, and it goes back to normal mode. Now I'm going to do some extensive testing. 3 different scenarios on a motorcycle, on a bicycle, and hiking. The first one will be the microphone on the camera itself. The second one will be using the Mic Air in regular mode. And then the third test will be using the Mic Air in noise reduction mode. So let's do that. Okay, this is out walking in the gravel without the Mic Air. The Mic Air is turned off. This is audio straight from the camera. The camera's about 4.5, 5 feet from my face. How does this sound? Does it sound good? Does it sound bad? Is it too noisy? Is the sound of my feet in the gravel too loud? Okay, this is using the Mic Air while walking. Camera's about 5 feet in front of my face. That doesn't matter in this because I'm using the Mic Air. But this is no noise reduction. How does it sound? Can you hear my feet in the gravel? Is it making a lot of noise? Turning around, going back. Does this sound okay? Which sounds better, with or without noise reduction? Okay, this is walking. I am Using the Mic Air with noise reduction turned on, how does it sound? Can you hear a lot of noise? Can you hear my feet in the gravel? How does my voice sound? Does my voice sound better or worse than without noise reduction? Let me know. All right, this is audio from the camera itself with this is not on. The air mic is not on. This is audio straight from the camera. The camera is about 2 feet from my face. How does this sound? Sound okay? Can you hear my voice? Does my voice sound all right? What sounds better? This is using the Mic Air on a necklace around my neck. Right now the noise reduction is turned off. How does it sound? Does the voice sound okay? Is there a lot of noise, a lot of background noise, a lot of trail noise? Does this sound better than using the camera audio? Okay, this is using the Mic Air with noise reduction on. How does it sound? Does my voice sound okay? Does it sound better than without noise reduction? Does it sound better than the camera mic? There's a lot of people doing work here where I planned on doing the next shoot. So I guess I will go on down the road a ways to do the rest of this shoot. Oh, wow. It's really washing out around the new bridge. They redid all this stuff back in the spring, and there's a couple of areas that need some touch up now. This is with the Insta360 Air mic inside my helmet with the dead kitten on, without noise reduction. How does this sound? Can you hear the motorcycle? Can you hear the wind noise? Can you hear me talking okay? Does this sound all right? All right, here I am again, going the same speed. This time noise reduction is turned on. How does it sound now? I'm talking about the same volume as I did before. Does this sound better or does it sound worse? Does my voice sound better? What about the background noise? Do you hear the motorcycle? Do you hear the wind? But how does it sound? Is that weird popping noise going on that I heard before? It seems when you use the noise reduction with the motorcycle, makes a weird popping noise. So how does it sound? Okay, you've seen how I use my Mic Air. I actually bought another kit, which is the Mic Air with a receiver. Now there's a couple of reasons why you would want to have a receiver. One, you'll be able to use it with not only the camera, but you can use it with your phone. Now the main reason I got this kit was so I could use it. It comes with almost the same thing that the other one came with. You got your dead kitten, you got your clip, to where if you got a button-up shirt, you've got a necklace to wear around your neck. You've got a Mic Air. Let's move all this out of the way. And you've got the magnet, so if you're using a t-shirt. But it also comes with this receiver. And the cool thing about the receiver is you can actually use both Mic Airs and have two people talking at the same time into the receiver that goes into either your camera or your phone. The main reason I got it because I wanted it to work with my phone. The problem is it's a USB-C and my phone is Lightning. So what I did is I went on Amazon and I bought some Lightning to USB-C adapters, and it did not work at all. So I went onto the Insta360 Facebook group page and I posted my scenario. I says, anybody found a solution to where you could use this with an iPhone that has a Lightning port? I got responses like, why don't you just upgrade your iPhone? One guy says he tried an adapter and then he tried another adapter. He went through like 6 adapters. None of them worked. So he contacted Insta360 tech support and asked them, and they said no, it cannot be done. So then I got to looking and I found this adapter that actually works. Their own support didn't know that there was something that would work. This works right here, and bonus, it comes in a 2-pack and it was only like 10 bucks. I'll leave the link down in the description to this if you have an older iPhone that has Lightning instead of USB-C. Most of this video has been shot with me using this into my iPhone with this Insta360 that I was talking into. Okay, let's check to see if there's a firmware update on the receiver. What you want to do is open up the app again. Just like I did before, hit Me, scroll down, device settings, hit accessory settings, and then you're going to want to plug in the receiver. And there's a pairing mode on the receiver too. There's this button right there. So hit that button for 6 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now it's doing a flash button, and it picked it up right there. Yeah, RX is receiver. Okay, so can you see that all right? I may have to zoom in. So now it's picked it up. So we want to hit on it. Start upgrade and download the firmware. It's updating the firmware now. Now the reason you have to plug it in is to get power. You could also plug it into your camera to get power because it's actually connecting to your phone through Bluetooth. So you could plug it into here to get power right there and do this exact same scenario. Power. You could actually plug this into a power source, not even plugged into a camera or phone, as long as this gets power, because this does not have a battery in it. The only way that gets power is to be plugged into a power source. And it is done. Now what we want to do is pair both of these with this receiver. As it is right now, if we turn this one on, since it's still paired with the camera, it turns the camera on. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to change this so we can pair it with this instead of that. So the way we do that is we leave this on, turn the camera off. Camera's off. Now it's blinking blue. Do just like you would do if you were turning on noise reduction. 2 fast clicks. 1, 2. Change to green. Now, since this isn't on, instead of changing that to noise reduction, it changed it to pairing mode, sort of. So then you turn it off, and now it is ready to be paired with this. So, now we will turn the camera back on. On the end of this right here, there's a button. What we want to do is plug this into the receiver. It lights up. We're going to push that button and hold it down until it goes into pairing mode. Okay, now they're blinking real fast. So now we want to push both of these buttons at the exact same time and hold them until all the lights are solid. That one's solid and that one's solid. So now both of these are paired up with that receiver. Okay, now let's see the two mics in action. Now that we're talking, we don't know what to say.
Well, what's this part of the video about? It's about the mic.
Okay.
So yes. This is what this sounds like. We are on the trail. There's a little bit of wind noise, not much.
That was Jason talking. Actually, the camera was on you while you said that because I'm going to make it go on you while you're talking, on me when I'm talking. So both mics are plugged in now. This is a test of the dual mic system. Unfortunately, you have to plug in a receiver to make it work. Hopefully with the firmware update later on, it will work without plugging the receiver, because if you look down here, notice you can see the receiver that's plugged into the camera. So you want to position your camera to where you're not recording that area there. So you're going to have to twist it to where you can't see it. Now, as long as it's looking over at Jason here, that's on the opposite side of the camera, so that should look fine. Except for Jason's end. But other than that.
So have you tested the audio quality? Because there's a lot of gravel.
I haven't. The only thing I've tested was inside my helmet.
Okay.
So this is a good test of
and what's like the
necklace.
Range?
We're both wearing the necklaces with a wind muff on it. So how does this sound? Jason, talk. Your turn.
So, are you going to add some motion blur so it looks like we're going 100 miles an hour?
We are going 100 miles an hour. What are you talking about?
It's a ton of wind. What's the distance? Can I get too far away? Does it stop?
With the receiver's supposed to be a lot further than without the receiver, going Bluetooth. You should be able to go a long ways off. Once we cross the road, just take off in front of me.
All right.
And talk the whole way. I won't be able to tell you're talking, but it'll be on the film.
Okay. So this is me talking, going down the trail, checking out the distance. Pretty far behind me. Lots of loose gravel, so if it's not picking up all that noise, it's pretty good.
And there goes Jason.
I don't really know what to say. This is what this sounds like. Maybe you've lost all audio. I'm pretty far away. I'll wave. I'll wave. So at that point, I was like a couple hundred feet in front of you.
Okay, now I'm going to go pass him up.
Keep going. Surely I'm outside of his distance now. You keep catching up to me. Out of breath now.
And we're back.
And we're back. So when I waved, I was about 100 feet in front of you.
When you're done, you want to pair this back with the camera. So we're going to power everything off. Power off both mics. Unplug the receiver. Turn the camera off. All right, this is number 2. This is the one that goes with the receiver. This is the one that I use with the camera all the time. So if you'll notice now, when you turn this on, it no longer starts the camera up. The reason being, it is still paired with this. So what we got to do is hit it twice, 1, 2. Now it's blue. It's blinking blue instead of green. You can see that. Then turn it off. Now it's back in pairing mode with this. So we turn it on. Turns the camera on. So we're back Bluetooth to this instead of that. So that's basically how you switch it back and forth between being paired with the camera or being paired with the receiver. If you have it paired with the receiver, you can do 2 microphones to the camera, or you can plug this into your phone. You can do 2 microphones to your phone. And that's it, easy peasy. One more thing. Now, if you hit this button, you see the lights there? There's 3. You hit it again, it's 1, 2, 3. That is the audio levels. You know, if you find that 2 is too loud, then drop it down to 1. If you find 2 is too low, then crank it up to 3. So you got a little extra adjustment here with this. I keep it on 2, and it seems to be pretty good on 2. Okay, so what are my likes and what are my dislikes? First of all, my likes. I think this is well worth it just to have a remote alone, because this thing acts as a remote control and a microphone. And for the low price, this thing is probably less than a quarter of the cost of my old wireless mic system, and it sounds just as good. I also like that it works on my iPhone. Right now, you're hearing it on my iPhone right now as we're shooting this. I like the way it works on my iPhone. I'm glad I found out a way to make it work on my iPhone with the lightning port. I think my favorite thing is that I can use this microphone as a remote, because when I have it mounted on my motorcycle, I don't always have it within reach, and having a remote control and a microphone to talk into at the same time, this is just awesome. So using the noise reduction, when I'm hiking, the noise reduction did okay. It wasn't bad, but honestly, it wasn't that much different than without the noise reduction. Now, when I was riding my bicycle and on my motorcycle, I noticed with noise reduction on, there's like this popping, kind of like you're slapping your thighs or something. You can hear that faintly in the background, and it's taking out noises and leaving that part or replacing it with that popping noise. So I probably won't use the noise reduction at all. I mean, I didn't hear the noise while I was hiking, but it sounded fine without the noise reduction while I was hiking. So there you go. I think my biggest gripe with using the receiver in a dual mic setup is the fact that the receiver shows in the video. If they would have made the USB port run the length, up and down the length of the camera versus opposite, it would have been hidden. It would have been stitched out. Perfect. So I'm kind of thinking the microphone was an afterthought with this camera. I bet you I'll lay money on it that the next version, they're going to turn that USB port so if you plug in a receiver, it will work. Or they're going to actually put a receiver inside the camera itself. So you'll have an option of Bluetooth or receiver. If you're listening 360, these are good upgrades for your next camera. Think about it. But overall, for the low price of this mic, it is well worth the cost. I would suggest buy this as your #1 accessory for this camera. Now, if you haven't seen the in-depth tutorial video I did on the Insta360 X5, go check it out. Y'all have a good one.